She's no longer just the former first daughter. Chelsea Clinton is commanding attention in a whole new way. At 45, she's stepping into the spotlight with a presence that's impossible to ignore. In her latest public appearances, Chelsea isn't just showing up, she's showing out. From her striking figure to her bold fashion choices, she's embracing her size and stature with unapologetic confidence, sparking fresh conversations across social media. Whether she's turning heads at the Tribeca Film Festival or walking tall alongside her mother Hillary at the premiere of their latest documentary, Chelsea's transformation is more than physical. It's symbolic. She's evolved from a quiet political legacy into a powerhouse of her own, blending activism, media production, and motherhood with grace and grit. These new photos aren't just about how she looks, they're about how she owns it. So if you thought you knew Chelsea Clinton, think again. This is a woman rewriting her narrative one bold step at a time. Welcome to Past Paradise, where legacy meets reinvention. Ivanka Trump, 5 feet 11 inches, 138 pounds. Ivanka entered the modeling world as a teenager in the late 1990s and appeared in major fashion magazines including Elle, 17, and Glamour. She walked runways for notable brands and participated in Tommy Hilfiger and Versace campaigns. Known for her poised, tall frame at 5 feet 11 inches, she naturally fit the high-fashion model mold. Despite her success, she stepped away from full-time modeling to focus on academics and business. In the mid-2000s to 15s, Ivanka joined the Trump Organization, eventually becoming an executive vice president, and launched her own fashion, footwear, and lifestyle brand under the Ivanka Trump label. She became a fixture in the media as a stylish and accomplished businesswoman and authored 2 books on personal development and career, The Trump Card, 2009, and Women Who Work, 2017. She maintained an elegant, fashion-forward image and was often praised for her polished and composed appearance. In 2016 to 21, Ivanka took on a key advisory role during her father's presidency. She frequently appeared at global summits, press briefings, and diplomatic meetings. In recent public appearances and social media photos, Ivanka revealed a noticeably toned, refreshed, and youthful appearance. Her transformation is not just physical, it reflects a shift toward natural beauty, health consciousness, and minimalism. Malia Obama, 6 feet 0 inches, 134 pounds. Malia Obama spent her teenage years under public scrutiny, but maintained a relatively private presence and was known for her graceful demeanor, intelligence, and grounded nature. She accompanied her family on high-profile international trips and state events. Despite being in the spotlight, the Obamas were intentional about keeping her upbringing as normal and protected as possible. After high school, she took a gap year before attending Harvard University in 2017. Malia graduated from Harvard in 2021 with a degree reportedly focused on visual and performing arts, screenwriting, and storytelling. She showed an early interest in filmmaking and the entertainment industry, landing internships with HBO's Girls and later working on screen projects. She was involved in behind-the-scenes writing and development roles in Hollywood, including working with Donald Glover's creative team. She is not a public gym rat, but reportedly lives a healthy, conscious lifestyle, likely influenced by her mom, Michelle Obama's health initiatives. Appears to stay active through walking, yoga, and a balanced lifestyle. Fans have praised her recent appearances for showing a curvier, confident silhouette, reflecting both maturity and self-acceptance. Her transformation is subtle yet powerful. She radiates self-assuredness and body positivity, something many young women admire. At 28, Malia recently made headlines after being photographed at a Hollywood event or outing where she stunned in a form-fitting, fashion-forward outfit. The look accentuated her curves and showcased her elevated style, poise, and maturity. Currently, she resides in Los Angeles, working quietly in the entertainment industry. Michelle Obama, 5 feet 11 inches, 149 pounds. Michelle became the First Lady of the United States in 2009 when Barack Obama was elected president. She reimagined the role of First Lady by being active, outspoken, and highly visible in health, education, and military family advocacy. Michelle launched the Let's Move initiative to combat childhood obesity and promote healthy living. She is known for her toned arms, athletic build, and modern stylish fashion, breaking the mold of traditional First Lady appearances. She worked closely with designers like Jason Wu, Tracy Reese, and Narcisco Rodriguez, gaining recognition as a global fashion icon. She continued her public influence through book tours, public speaking, and a Netflix production deal with Barack Obama. Her memoir, Becoming, 2018, became a bestseller and expanded her public persona from First Lady to cultural thought leader. She focused on youth empowerment, girls' education, and mental wellness. Michelle maintained a healthy lifestyle, reportedly working out regularly with strength training, cardio, and yoga. Her style evolved into something more relaxed, bohemian, and expressive, reflecting her new chapter outside politics. As she moved into her late 50s and early 60s, Michelle gradually shifted toward bolder fashion and hair choices, including longer curls, braids, and natural textures. Recently, she was photographed at a private event, on a red carpet or casual outing, looking noticeably different, sparking headlines and online chatter. The phrase, "looks unrecognizable," refers not to a negative change, but to a dramatic, surprising evolution in her appearance. Her look radiated confidence, freshness, and reinvention, prompting fans to do double takes. Currently, she is still active with the Obama Foundation and her initiative, Girls Opportunity Alliance. Michelle is producing content through her and Barack's production company, Higher Ground. Rebel Wilson, 5 feet 3 inches, 165 pounds. Rebel rose to fame and quickly became a fan favorite for her unapologetic humor, sharp wit, and larger-than-life personality. She has starred in successful comedies like the Pitch Perfect series and The Hustle. Rebel is known for confidently owning her body image and becoming a vocal advocate for self-love and authenticity. She also frequently appeared on red carpets in bold, colorful outfits that matched her bubbly personality. In 2020, Rebel declared it her year of health, setting personal goals to get healthier both physically and mentally. She worked with trainers, adopted a high-protein diet, and focused on fitness, mindfulness, and a sustainable lifestyle, and publicly shared her progress via Instagram, inspiring fans worldwide. Rebel reportedly lost over 75 pounds, eventually settling into a healthy weight that aligned with her body goals and medical advice. After her weight loss, Rebel began showing a more sculpted, toned figure, standing proudly at 5 feet 3 inches and 165 pounds, a significant and empowering change from her previous body size. Despite the transformation, Rebel emphasized that her goal was never about being skinny, but about feeling strong, energized, and in control. She continues to promote body confidence at every size and emphasizes mental health as key to any transformation. In a recent appearance, whether at a red carpet event or social media post, Rebel turned heads with fresh, jaw-dropping looks. Rebel is still active in acting, writing, and producing. She also released a memoir, Rebel Rising, detailing her personal and professional evolution. She is exploring more dramatic roles, adding depth to her career beyond comedy. Recently, she became a mother, which she credits as another life-changing experience that has deepened her sense of self-worth and focus. Jonah Hill, 5 feet 7 inches, 190 pounds. Jonah became a household name after starring in Superbad, 2007, where his heavier frame was part of his comedic persona. Followed up with hits like Knocked Up, Get Him to the Greek, and 21 Jump Street. He is known for being self-deprecating, hilarious, and likable, often cast as the funny best friend or awkward guy. Public and media often associated his image with his larger build, which he has had since he was young, which contributed to struggles with self-esteem. Jonah proved his dramatic range with Oscar-nominated roles in Moneyball, 2011, and The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. During this time, Jonah began experimenting with weight fluctuations, sometimes losing weight for roles, other times gaining it back. He became increasingly vocal about Hollywood's toxic obsession with body image and the emotional toll of constant public commentary on his size. Jonah publicly addressed body dysmorphia, media scrutiny, and the impact of being mocked for his weight during early fame. He embraced therapy, surfing, and mindfulness as tools for healing. He began dressing differently, often seen in expressive, relaxed, and stylish clothing, showcasing a freer, more confident identity. Recently, Jonah was spotted at a public event or candid outing. Photos of Jonah Hill have gone viral, with many calling him unrecognizable at 5 feet 7 inches and 190 pounds. He is continuing to work as a writer, director, and actor, often focusing on indie or creative projects, and rumored to be involved in surf culture media, fashion collabs, and another documentary-style film. Gwen Stefani, 5 feet 6 inches, 121 pounds. Gwen launched solo albums like Love, Angel Music, and The Sweet Escape, mixing pop, R&B, and electronic styles. She became a fashion icon, known for bold, creative looks and boundary-pushing ensembles, and launched her own fashion label, Lamb, solidifying her reputation as more than a singer, but a true trendsetter. Her style was always daring, edgy, and unmistakably Gwen, from Harajuku inspiration to red carpet glam. Gwen joined The Voice as a coach, introducing her to a broader mainstream audience. She developed a more polished, sophisticated style while retaining her signature glam. She frequently appeared in dramatic eye makeup and designer couture, blending rock star energy with Hollywood elegance. Gwen continued to stun at award shows, music performances, and fashion events. She launched the beauty line GXVA Beauty, focusing on clean, bold makeup reflecting her signature look. She is open about maintaining her look through a mix of skincare, makeup artistry, and healthy lifestyle choices. Gwen is regularly praised for not aging a day, though she attributes her glow to confidence, self-expression, and joy. Gwen recently appeared at a major event, award show, or red carpet, wearing a stunning, head-turning dress, instantly reigniting headlines. Gwen is still performing, writing, and releasing music both solo and, with no doubt, rumors of a reunion persist. Running her GXVE beauty line and working on fashion collaborations and balancing motherhood, marriage, and stardom with her signature style and energy. She continues to inspire both new fans and those who've followed her since the 90s, proving that reinvention and resilience are her true trademarks. Adele flaunts, 5 feet 9 inches, 150 pounds. The powerhouse singer recently turned heads with a stunning new appearance that showcases her continued transformation physically, emotionally, and stylistically. Standing tall at 5 feet 9 inches and weighing around 150 pounds, Adele appeared more radiant and confident than ever in her latest public outing, leaving fans and media in awe. Adele's journey over the past few years has been nothing short of inspiring. Long admired for her unmatched vocals and raw emotional storytelling, the British songstress has also become a symbol of self-reinvention and self-love. Her transformation, though frequently focused on her physical changes, runs much deeper than numbers on a scale. After a period of personal upheaval, including a divorce and major career shifts, Adele quietly entered what she called her year of health in 2020. Rather than chasing an aesthetic ideal, she focused on reclaiming control of her well-being physically and mentally. Her approach? Discipline without obsession. She reportedly took up strength training, Pilates, and circuit workouts, all guided by a focus on mental health and balance. Combined with a clean, high-protein diet and a more grounded lifestyle, Adele gradually shed over 100 pounds. But most importantly, she gained a fresh sense of empowerment. Now at 5 feet 9 inches and 150 pounds, Adele's current shape is just one part of the picture. Her style has evolved into something even more refined, blending high fashion with elegant simplicity. In her most recent appearance, while fans may marvel at her outer glow, Adele remains deeply grounded in her craft. She's reportedly working on new music, continuing her Las Vegas residency, and focusing on motherhood, all while maintaining her privacy and integrity. Chris Pratt, 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds. Pratt's physical changes have been closely tied to his evolving roles, like for Guardians of the Galaxy, he bulked up dramatically, gaining muscle and strength. Later, in Jurassic World and other action films, he maintained a solid athletic frame. However, his weight has fluctuated depending on projects and personal choices. He recently photographed or spotted at a public event. Chris showed off a larger, more muscular physique than in previous years. At 6 feet 2 inches and 220 pounds, he appears visibly broader with more mass in his chest, arms, and shoulders. This size up surprised many fans who were used to his leaner, more toned look from the Guardians of the Galaxy era. Chris has been candid in the past about balancing family, fitness, and mental health. This new size could indicate preparation for a new, physically demanding role. He has a personal choice to focus on strength training and a bulked-up lifestyle. He has less focus on strict dieting, with more emphasis on functional fitness. Regardless of the reason, it's clear Pratt is comfortable showing off his changed physique. Over the years, Pratt's physical fitness routine has included weight training and boxing, high-protein diets balanced with cheat meals, outdoor activities like hiking and biking. His approach often blends hard work with a lighthearted attitude. Fitness should be fun, he's said. Chris is currently involved in several high-profile projects, including upcoming Marvel films, possible new action or adventure franchises. Fans are eager to see if the larger frame plays a key role in his upcoming characters. Whoopi Goldberg, 69, 217 pounds. From her breakout performance in The Color Purple, 1985, to her decades-long tenure on The View, Whoopi Goldberg has never played by Hollywood's rules. Whether through her fearless comedy, candid politically takes, or gender-fluid fashion, Whoopi has always stayed true to herself. Throughout her career, she's been recognized not only as a trailblazer for Black women in entertainment, but also as a style icon in her own right, rejecting trends in favor of comfort, individuality, and impact. At a recent high-profile event, Whoopi arrived looking refreshed, radiant, and surprisingly chic, immediately turning heads. In a world where aging women, especially in entertainment, are often pressured to conform, Whoopi's new look sends a different message that reinvention has no age limit, fashion can be expressive, not restrictive, and you don't have to blend in to be beautiful. It's a reminder that style is not about youth, it's about authenticity. At 69, Whoopi remains one of the most relevant voices in the industry, still co-hosting The View, where she tackles everything from politics to pop culture, starring in and producing new film and TV projects, including Sister Act 3, an active author, advocate, and entrepreneur balancing entertainment with social activism. Her red carpet appearance isn't just about fashion, it's a reflection of a woman who's continually evolving without ever losing her sense of self. Jason Momoa, 6 feet 4 inches, 240 pounds. Jason first appeared on Baywatch, Hawaii in the late 90s, showing off a lean, athletic frame. He rose to cult fame as Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones, 2011, where he began to build the bulky warrior aesthetic that would define his career. He trained extensively in swordsplay, boxing, and weightlifting, which shaped his broader, muscular physique, well over 200 pounds by this point. With every major role, he increased both size and screen presence. He was cast as Arthur Curry, Aquaman, in the DCEU, the role that would define his modern image. For Aquaman and Justice League, Momoa reached peak physical condition like thick, muscular, and powerful, less shredded, more functional strength. He trained with military-style fitness regimens, rock climbing, and Polynesian-influenced movement to maintain both power and agility. In a recent event, beach outing or behind-the-scenes post, Momoa showed off his current build, and fans are in awe. He dressed casually, possibly shirtless, in board shorts or a sleeveless tank. His muscular arms, thick chest, and massive frame were front and center. His size remains intimidating and impressive, but fans also noted how relaxed and confident he seems, radiating mountain man chic. Currently, Jason is filming or promoting a new action or fantasy franchise, running Mananalu, his sustainable water company advocating for environmental causes, Hawaiian rights and adventure travel, living part-time off the grind, embracing a rugged but stylish lifestyle that fits his build and image perfectly. Jason Momoa's presence is larger than life, but his approach is deeply grounded. He's not chasing a perfect body. He's embodying strength, culture, and character in everything he does, and the world is still watching in awe. Kim Kardashian, 5 feet 2 inches, 114 pounds. Kim became a fashion and pop culture powerhouse, and her figure is central to her brand, and the media consistently highlights her. Kim maintains a slim, toned look while continuing to highlight her fashion and beauty shoots. In May 2022, Kim reveals she lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks to fit into Marilyn Monroe's dress for the Met Gala. It sparked massive backlash and discourse about body standards and unhealthy weight loss. Kim later states she followed a strict diet and sauna regimen to reach the goal, and around this time, weight was reported to have dropped close to 115 pounds. Kim intentionally slimmed down to reflect the changing trends in beauty. Fashion insiders and influencers note a major shift in celebrity aesthetics, and by 2024 to 25, Kim was widely reported to weigh approximately 114 pounds based on her admissions and fitness blog speculation. Kim appeared noticeably leaner in campaigns like Skims, street-style photos, red carpet events, and social media selfies. Fans post side-by-side comparing her 2010 to 15 body to her 2025 slimmed-down version. Reddit threads, TikTok breakdowns, and Twitter commentary explode around Kim's new figure. She's 114 pounds now, and the body standard is shifting again. Brendan Fraser, 6 feet 3 inches, 209 pounds. In 2022, Fraser stars in The Whale, playing a character who is vastly overweight, using prosthetics and heavy makeup to portray the character's mass. The role requires him to wear a prosthetic suit that adds significant visual bulk. The prosthetic work in The Whale helps create a powerful image of size that goes beyond his real weight, and viewers may see him much bigger on screen due to visual effects and costume. At some point, internet and tabloid outlets began speculating or claiming that Fraser now weighs 250 pounds, often in contrast to his previously reported weight, 200 to 210 pounds. These claims might stem from comparing photos where the prosthetics, posture, clothing, or camera angles make him appear larger. Social media posts may circulate side-by-side images, one from his slimmer phase and another from The Whale, or more recent appearances, alleging, "Look how big he's gotten." Fans and commenters debate whether the 250 pounds figure is actual or an exaggeration, considering prosthetics, camera angles, and his official statements. Some praise the transformation, role dedication, artist commitment. Others express concern or critique over body image, media sensationalism, or rumors that might misrepresent things. The claim, 6 feet 3 inches, 250 pounds, becomes meme-worthy. People joke about how he must need custom chairs or how heavy his prosthetics are, or compare it with his tall frame. Some sources, interviews, and biographies still list his weight closer to 209 pounds, 95 kilograms, not 250. The 250 pounds number more likely reflects visual appearance under prosthetic or camera distortions rather than his true body weight. Dwayne The Rock, 6 feet 5 inches, 260 pounds. When he began his professional wrestling career, mid-1990s, he was already quite large and physically imposing. Over his WWE, WWF career, he was billed at heights and weights including 6 feet 5 inches and around 260 pounds. This billing reflects how he was presented to audiences, whether fully accurate or slightly rounded for effect. As he transitioned into Hollywood and action film roles, his physique changed depending on the roles. For movies requiring more bulk, he increased both muscle mass and overall size. Like for Fast and Furious type films, he's openly discussed bulking up and eating a large caloric intake, 6,000 calories a day during certain movie prep times, to build and maintain size. Multiple sources list his height as 6 feet 5 inches and his weight around 255 to 265 pounds when fully bulked. His chest is often quoted as 50 inches and arms 20 to 23, depending on what stage of bulk he is in. The claim, 260 pounds, is a recurring billing for him, especially during his peak wrestling years and various action film roles. It's often used as a shorthand for how muscular and large he appears. For The Fate of the Furious, he publicly posted a note that he was stepping onto set at 260 pounds as Hobbs, emphasizing that this was one of the meanest and strongest versions of that character. Fans and media frequently comment that The Rock looks much bigger on the screen than many others expect him to be, especially when he is in full costume, under strong lighting, and possibly with prosthetics or camera tricks. Drew Barrymore, 5 feet 4 inches, 140 pounds. At the New York outing, she was seen and claimed to weigh 140 pounds, which is a noticeable increase from her usual reported weight. Paparazzi or some style outlets publish photos labeled with speculation about her weight. Fans and celebrity blogs debate whether she looks bigger or appears to have gained weight. Some praise natural appearance, while others criticize or express surprise. Some said, "She seems more healthy," or "She's letting herself be more relaxed." And some might judge based on fashion choices like looser or tighter clothing. Speculation on whether travel, lifestyle, recent work, stress, or wellness choices might have affected her weight. Contextual factors that might affect perception of clothing and styling, like what she wore, could make a difference in how her body looked, and street photographers tend to exaggerate or mislead, depending on camera angle, lighting, lens distortion, etc. Natural variations in weight, water retention, muscle versus fat, time of day, recent food intake, mean that 140 pounds might be a momentary estimate rather than a fixed reality. Photos of Drew in New York, perhaps exiting a cafe, walking, or arriving at a building, are posted by paparazzi or media outlets. Some sites comment on how she looks bigger than usual, maybe contrasted with older images of her appearing slimmer. One tabloid or gossip site publishes, "Drew seen at 5 feet 4 inches, 140 pounds in New York outing," which gets picked up and shared on social media. Zac Efron, 5 feet 8 inches, 170 pounds. For the 2023 film The Iron Claw, Zac underwent a notable physical transformation. He trained hard to embody a wrestler, Kevin Von Erich, which involved building more muscle, increasing strength, and adapting physique and posture. He described the transformation as jarring because he looked very different from his usual self. Photos for the movie show him shirtless with a physique that emphasizes muscularity, especially arms, chest, and shoulders. It's less about being shredded like in Baywatch and more about being solid, powerful, and realistic for a wrestler's body. The number 170 pounds in the headline probably reflects a rounding up from his often reported 165 to 170 pound range during his more buff phases. It implies he's visibly muscular and stronger than many casual comparisons would suggest. Such a headline suggests a shift away from a lean aesthetic and more toward bulk and muscle definition. It signals that his muscles are the dominant feature, perhaps overshadowing previous looks. Before and after photos, red carpet shots, and behind-the-scenes stills from The Iron Claw showing his enhanced musculature prompted praise and commentary. Many pointed out how bigger his arms and shoulders look in current roles compared to the earlier ones. People are speculating about what kinds of diet and workouts he must have adopted, like heavier lifting, more protein, and potentially different training routines. Several sources describe his Baywatch routine and his Iron Claw training as high intensity with compound lifts and caloric surplus. Mindy Kaling, 5 feet 4 inches, 155 pounds. Fullness around arms, torso, and possibly cheeks compared to leaner outfits or prior red carpet looks. Some factors that might affect the photo are lighting, posture, time of day, and camera angles that accentuate shape. Photos published might possibly be paparazzi photos or social media captures of Mindy walking in LA, arriving somewhere, or doing errands. These get circulated with commentary like, "Mines looks fuller," "Loving the curves," or "She's glowing." Fans might compare these to older photos, before slimmed-down periods, or her recent slimmer frame appearances. Some will note that the 155-pound claim seems high compared to previous estimates, while others think it looks plausible given recent transformation. Some fans comment, "She looks amazingly confident," and "That weight looks more natural and healthy." Others might express concern or make disclaimers. It's hard to estimate weight from photos. Some rumors might, incorrectly, cite use of weight loss or gain due to supplements. Others might point to stress if relevant. Although these speculations occur, she is still being praised for embracing her appearance rather than conforming strictly to Hollywood's slim ideal. Henry Cavill, 6 feet 1 inch, 210 pounds. In the event that Cavill presents himself as particularly muscular, such as during a film shoot, on the red carpet, in scenes that involve costume armor, or in promotional shots, a headline or fan discussion may state 210 pounds to highlight this time. His usual weights are rounded up to give the 210 pounds figure. It is possible that this number reflects a time when he was in peak physical condition or when he is above his baseline lean. In order to create a more dramatic impression, certain tabloids and media sources will occasionally exaggerate figures by a small amount. He appears bigger than usual, particularly when combined with images from action movies that depict heroic deeds. In order to develop a body that would appear commanding on screen, Cavill engaged in rigorous physical training, which included weightlifting, functional training, and a high-calorie diet, sometimes known as bulking, among other things, for Man of Steel and other films featuring superheroes. His physique appears more muscular and full in the chest, arms, and shoulders in many behind-the-scenes or advertising pictures, and occasionally, the impression of mass is enhanced by costuming, lighting, prosthetics, or photo processing. Cavill is frequently described by fans and the media as having an enormous appearance on screen, particularly when he is wearing a costume which accentuates the shapes of his muscles. In order to draw attention to the transition, comparisons might be made between his bulkiest roles and his thinner ones. It is highly probable that social media threads will feature side-by-side photographs of him as Superman or in roles that involve a lot of action compared to more relaxed off-duty appearances in order to demonstrate how powerful he seems. Kirstie Alley, 5 feet 7 inches, 200 pounds. The weight of 200 pounds is considerably greater than a large number of the lower weights that she is said to have, 145 to 155 pounds. It hints at a gain that is visible, whether that gain is natural, caused by the costume, or possibly exaggerated by the media. Photographs of Kirstie Alley in Los Angeles or any other location have recently surfaced, taken by paparazzi or members of the general public while she was out and about. In these pictures, she seems to have a more substantial figure, which may be because of the outfits or styles that she is wearing, both of which accentuate a broader silhouette. The variations between her lighter periods are noticed by tabloid websites. Their publications use headlines that contain references to the word resurfaces. Her admirers write comments, providing side-by-side comparisons with past photographs of her when she had a thinner appearance. Some of her fans believe that she appears healthy, while others may criticize or express their surprise at her appearance. There are many who may contend that camera angles, lighting, and attire are the reason she appears to be heavier, while others may speculate about her health, therapies, or perhaps natural variations in weight. It is possible that some towns will attempt to determine what her current weight is by basing their guess on her appearance, using 200 pounds as their starting point and considering this to be sensational. We are reminded by a few trustworthy biological sources or archives that she has only recently weighed less than she does now. There are those that warn against attempting to determine a weight based on photographs. Melissa McCarthy, 5 feet 2 inches, 170 pounds. 170 pounds at her height, 5 feet 2 inches, still represents a substantial body weight, though much leaner compared to prior figures. It would indicate a loss of 35 to 40 pounds from previous reports. New photos or appearances, red carpet, publicity event, casual outing, where she looks notably slimmer, perhaps in form-fitting clothing or lighting angles that accentuate the reduction in her frame. Media that followed her transformation might publish commentaries like, "Melissa looks leaner than ever," or "She seems to have dropped weight." Melissa appears in a setting, event, show, or candid, wearing clothing that highlights her body, maybe a fitted dress, a tailored outfit, etc. Paparazzi or entertainment bloggers compare these recent photos with older images. They notice she appears trimmer and publish tentative weight estimates. A headline like "Shocks with Trim Frame, 5 feet 2 inches, 170 pounds" is crafted, perhaps exaggerating or rounding down her weight for effect. Fans share the images, comment on her transformation, and make side-by-side comparisons to speculate on her diet. Some praise the change, while others caution against overestimating weight from photos. There's speculation about how she achieved the loss, diet changes, workout routines, and lifestyle shifts. There's also discussion of whether it's healthy or if role work influenced it. Possible quotes from Melissa or her team about her health, or statements that she doesn't focus on numbers. Also, commentary about body positivity. that weight isn't everything, and that people look different under different conditions. Lizzo owns 5 feet 10 inches, 260 pounds. Lizzo is widely reported to be 5 feet 10 inches tall. There are multiple sources and bio sites estimating her weight around 260 pounds at various recent times. Lizzo has been very open publicly about her body image and her health journey and emphasizes body positivity and self-acceptance. A recent appearance occurred, red carpet, public event, photo shoot, or social media post, where Lizzo strikes a bold, confident pose, standing tall, with bold styling or lighting that emphasizes her form. The outfit and posture accentuate the shape, maybe a dramatic dress, corset, or something sheer to fitted that shows her figure clearly and boldly. That visual contrast of her confident, visible body in full view captures attention because it stands out in contrast to more standard poses or looser clothing. Photographs of the power pose circulate on social media, fan accounts, and entertainment blogs. Captions emphasize how Lizzo owns her body and how radiant or powerful she looks. Headlines or posts such as "Lizzo flat out stuns" and "Lizzo looks fierce at 260 pounds" emerge. Fans react positively, praising her confidence, praising her style, and praising the message of owning your look. Some conversations about how she appears slimmer or different, if she's lost weight recently but still strong. Speculation about how she got to this place, like diet, fitness, mental health, and lifestyle changes. Ben Affleck, 6 feet 4 inches, 225 pounds. Ben gained weight in the year 2020 in preparation for his role in The Way Back. He stated that he increased his weight to 245 pounds for that particular portion. It has been said that once he was cast in that part, he went back down. There are numbers such as 210 pounds suggested. As a result of his divorce from Jennifer Lopez, it has been reported that Ben Affleck has been making more healthful decisions, getting back into shape, and increasing the amount of time he spends working out. Some sources claim that he has lost weight, or, at the very least, is not as hefty as he was when he was performing parts that required him to gain a significant amount of weight. There is no verifiable photo evidence from trustworthy publications that reveals a major size change that matches 225 pounds and stocky in the past few months. This is despite the fact that people may view him as stocky in some photos, when wearing loose or heavy clothing from particular angles, etc. After gaining weight during the way back in the year 2020, about 245 pounds, he experienced a subsequent weight loss in the years following the year 2020. It has been speculated in the tabloids that he is working out more, possibly reducing weight, and attempting to get back into better condition as a result of personal life events that have occurred in the years 2024 and 2025. Kelly Clarkson, 5 feet 3 inches, 160 pounds. In 2010 to 12, media frequently commented on her weight. Clarkson openly shared her frustration with body-shaming culture. Despite criticism, she maintained that her health and happiness came first over media expectations, but her weight fluctuations continued during this period, which she attributed to personal stress and thyroid issues, later revealed. In 2018, she revealed that she had been diagnosed with a thyroid condition and an autoimmune disorder in 2006, which affected her weight. In 2018, she publicly credited the plant paradox diet, low lectin, and lifestyle changes for a significant weight drop, reportedly around 37 pounds, which emphasized that weight loss wasn't her primary goal, and it was about feeling healthy and managing her condition. As she hosted The Kelly Clarkson Show and coached on The Voice, her style became more sophisticated and polished. She is known for wearing body-positive fashion, cinched waistlines, dramatic sleeves, and darker tones. She frequently wore all-black outfits that emphasized sleek silhouettes and modern glam, catching attention from fashion blogs. In 2020, she filed for divorce from Brandon Blackstock and publicly opened up about emotional toll and strength. During the post-divorce, Clarkson underwent what many described as a personal and physical transformation. She appeared at events and on her show wearing black tailored blazers and boots commanding attention. Outfits were seen as empowering and stylish rather than slimming alone. In 2024 to 25, media headlines praise her for wowing in all black, often during public appearances, on the red carpet, and on her show. Jennifer Hudson, 5 feet 9 inches, 145 pounds. In 2004, Jennifer Hudson gained national attention as a finalist on American Idol Season 3. She had a natural build standing 5 feet 9 inches, and at the time, she was confident and unapologetic about her fuller figure. Hollywood casting standards at the time often emphasized thinness, but Hudson stood out for her talent and stage presence. In 2006, Hudson made her film debut as Effie White in Dreamgirls, earning critical acclaim and an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in 2007. During this period, she reportedly weighed between 180 to 190 pounds and embraced her size, stating in interviews that she felt strong and healthy despite Hollywood pressure to slim down. She is seen as a confident, full-figured woman breaking industry molds. In 2008, Hudson suffered a devastating personal loss when her mother, brother, and nephew were murdered, and she took a hiatus from the public eye. This period marked a private, emotional time for her, but it also set the stage for a new personal transformation. In 2010, Hudson became the face of Weight Watchers, revealing a major transformation, a weight loss of around 80 pounds. She went from size 16 to 6, and even a 4 at times. Hudson maintained her weight loss for several years without extreme dieting and emphasized that she didn't work out excessively, but just walked and made consistent lifestyle choices. She left Weight Watchers in 2014, stating she wanted more personal control over her health journey. Her red carpet style became more figure-hugging, elegant, and minimalist, with lots of monochrome, bold cuts and gowns. In 2021, she portrayed as Aretha Franklin in a role that showcased her vocal power and physical presence. Hudson's physical transformation was again spotlighted during press tours, and fans noticed a leaner, more defined look. Vin Diesel, 6 feet 0 inches, 225 pounds. In the early 2000s, Diesel established himself as an actor with a muscular frame, but not necessarily hugely bulked, with his appearances in the Fast and the Furious series and other action flicks. Through the course of his career, he earned a reputation for possessing a robust and compact physique that was more suitable for action roles than extreme bodybuilding. Diesel, who is now in his 50s, has reportedly placed a greater emphasis on preserving his muscular mass, controlling his body fat percentage, and utilizing a variety of training routines, including strength training, cardiovascular exercise, and flexibility training. There are current media reports, 2025, that note a renewed metamorphosis in images where Diesel appears more defined and more muscular than he did a few months ago, with more obvious muscle definition. More gym activity, a stricter diet, and constant fitness discipline are likely responsible for this transformation. Articles in Spanish media talk about modo bestia, also known as beast mode, on account of the public's amazement and surprise at how well he is keeping or even expanding his muscle mass at the age of 58. Although it is common to hear that someone weighs 225 pounds and is 6 feet tall, it is unclear how accurate such measurements are because body weight can vary. It is possible that he is shorter when barefoot, or that footwear lifts could play a part in his look, according to certain sources. Chrissy Metz, 5 feet 5 inches, 300 pounds. Chrissy Metz was born in 1980 in Homestead, Florida. She has spoken candidly about struggling with weight from childhood and about emotional eating, body image, and related trauma, including abuse from a stepfather that included weight shaming. Before her big breakthrough, her auditions, smaller roles, etc., media references to her size were present, but she wasn't yet a major Hollywood figure. Metz's breakout role was playing Kate Pearson in This Is Us, which premiered in 2016, where her character's storyline includes weight struggles. Early in the show's run, public and media attention often focused on her weight, comparisons, speculation, and commentary. Metz has addressed this in interviews, noting that her weight is part of her identity, but doesn't define all of her. Recent developments show she has publicly revealed a 100-pound weight loss as of early to mid-2025. Metz has been attending many red carpet events, award shows, and public engagements. Her fashion presence is regularly commented upon, and she often chooses looks that amplify confidence, glamour, and celebration of her figure. In May 2025, at the Variety Power of Women event in Nashville, she showed off her 100-pound weight loss wearing a colorful spring dress paired with white cowboy boots, which got media praise. Styles she's been noted for include floor-length gowns and off-shoulder designs, bold color or prints, and dresses with structure and movement that make an impact. Metz has spoken publicly about her health journey, emphasizing wellness and strength over appearance. The weight loss of 100 pounds was revealed in 2025, and she emphasizes consistent habits, strength training, daily walking, and a manageable diet. 2,000 calories a day was mentioned. Seth Rogen, 5 feet 11 inches, 190 pounds. Several different sources state that Seth Rogen is 5 feet 11 inches tall. Photos of him at red carpets, interviews, and other events frequently show him dressed in clothes that highlight his natural physique, such as those worn for comic or informal roles, as well as loose or semi-fitted clothing. Depending on the lighting, posture, and attire, there are moments when his body appears to be more pronounced than it actually is. As far as I can tell, there has not been a recent substantial alteration, such as weight reduction or bulking, recorded in the past couple of years that has significantly altered his appearance. A celebrity's weight might change depending on their roles, the season, their health, and other factors. The expression 190 pounds is not explicitly confirmed as a current official figure by any of the sources. Stocky is a more subjective term that is dependent on factors such as his clothing, how upright he is, the camera position, and other factors. For example, a person who appears stocky in one picture might appear more ordinary or slim in another. The assertion that he lately revealed a significantly altered physique is not supported by any credible source. Rather, it is more of a generic remark about his manner and their appearance. Queen Latifah, 5 feet 10 inches, 200 pounds. Her body is described as healthy in many sources, and she is regularly praised for bold fashion choices and a commanding presence on red carpets and at major events. She often chooses dramatic statement outfits, like at the 67th Grammy Awards 2025. She wore a dramatic black cape over a plain black suit, with 3D architectural motifs, sequins, etc. At the 2024 Met Gala, a notable look by Thom Browne, though partly with partner Ebony Nicholas, reinforced her reputation for high fashion and stylized choices. At the Amphar Gala 2023, she switched from a striking tuxedo look to an old Hollywood gown, playing with structure, silhouette, and elegance. Queen Latifah has made public remarks about body image, health, and the way others have labeled her, like when she objected to being called obese by a trainer, pointing out how BMI or external labeling doesn't fully represent her health or self-identity. She has emphasized comfort with her body, style choices that reflect her personality, and choosing roles and/or fashion that embrace who she is rather than trying to fit narrow standards. The exact weight figure of 200 pounds is probably close to many published estimates, but there is no recent direct verified statement from Queen Latifah confirming it. Most figures come from secondary sources. Descriptors like shines and bold style are subjective and more about perception and/or fashion media narrative than measurable facts. The 5 feet 10 inches height is fairly well supported, but with small variance in some sources. John Cena, 6 feet 1 inch, 250 pounds. John Cena's WWE debut was in 2002 after training in UPW in 2000 to 2001. He quickly became famous for his extremely muscular V-shaped build with a broad chest and shoulders, massive arms, and a slim waist. John was often compared to Arnold Schwarzenegger in terms of proportions. His training combined heavy compound lifts, bench press, squats, and deadlifts with hypertrophy-style training and consumed high-calorie, high-protein diets to maintain bulk. He had massive arms, a barrel chest, and visible veins, and his physique became a key part of his Super Senna character. Shirts were often ripped off mid-match to show his muscularity with the notable quote, "You want some? Come get some." He looked like he meant it. His action role began to increase, and then he took comedy and action roles in films like Trainwreck 2015, Blockers 2018, Bumblebee 2018, and more. To suit Hollywood, Cena leaned down slightly while maintaining muscle mass and still weighed 245 pounds, but was less bulky than in WWE. His focus shifted from pure mass building to mobility, functionality, and aesthetics, while he still trained heavily but prioritized endurance, stretching, and recovery. Cena revealed in interviews that he lost around 20 pounds while filming HBO's Peacemaker and adopting a more flexible, mobility-focused lifestyle, and began practicing yoga and more mindful fitness, focusing on longevity and body health over maximum bulk. John returned to WWE for matches and appearances, still in great shape, though visibly leaner than his mid-2000s peak. His weight during this period was likely closer to 230 to 235 pounds. Nicole Kidman, 5 feet 11 inches, 128 pounds. Kidman stood 5 feet 11 inches, towering over many co-stars, including then-boyfriend Tom Cruise. She once admitted to lying about her height, claiming 5 feet 10 inches, early in her career to avoid being rejected for roles due to her stature. Nicole maintained a very slim build, often estimated at 128 pounds, and is known for elegant red carpet appearances, embracing minimalistic but form-fitting styles that emphasized her lean, tall figure. She became a muse for top designers like Chanel, Balenciaga, and Dior. Nicole won an Academy Award in 2003 for Best Actress for The Hours, and shifted in fashion style while taking more risks on the red carpet, but was still incredibly slender. Nicole had roles in Big Little Lies, The Undoing, and Lion, and continued to act in emotionally demanding and high-profile roles. She frequently appears on Best Dressed lists for the Oscars, Cannes, and the Met Gala, and was notable for wearing high-fashion fits that flatter her tall, slender shape. Her recent roles in Nine Perfect Strangers, Expats, and Special Ops were the roles that required presence, authority, and subtle physicality. Social media and press reactions to new photos often express surprise at how incredibly lean she still appears at age 55 plus. Some viewers are taken back by how she appears in behind-the-scenes footage, hence the surprises in the headlines. Tyra Banks, 5 feet 10 inches, 160 pounds. After achieving a breakthrough position on the Paris runways, Tyra became one of the first fashion models of African descent to achieve significant success in the high fashion industry. In spite of the fact that it took place in a relatively short amount of time, this accomplishment was nevertheless notable. It was during the year 2016 that she prioritized her family, her commercial endeavors, including her ice cream brand, Smize and Dream, and her teaching at Stanford University. As a consequence, she decreased the number of times that she appeared in public. During interviews, she disclosed that she had experienced a shift in her physical appearance after the age of 40, particularly following the birth of her son. Tyra became aware of the fact that she needed to increase the amount of effort she put into improving her fitness, but she was satisfied with her body as it is. In addition to her role as the host of the television show Dancing with the Stars, Tyra also makes appearances on the red carpet, in interviews, and in photo shoots, all of which serve to highlight her naturally voluptuous body. She is also a model in addition to that. Kelly Osbourne, 5 feet 2 inches, 140 pounds. Kelly may have been close to or even weighed more than 140 pounds at some point in the past, prior to the severe weight loss surgery that she underwent. Several of her words have been made public, and they give the impression that she was heavier before to the gastric sleeves and more recent alterations. At the beginning of her adolescent years, she was subjected to public attention regarding her weight and the emotional eating she did. While she was competing on Dancing with the Stars in 2009, her diet and workout routine started to show effects in the series. Kelly began gaining and losing weight over the course of the subsequent decades, all the while experimenting with various diets and workout routines and receiving feedback on her progress. With regard to gastric sleeve surgery, there was a decision made and preparations made, treatment, mentality, in the year 2020 to 21. Kelly experienced a significant weight loss following surgery, which resulted in a change in her body shape. Additionally, she began to become more active and focused on maintaining her diet and exercising regularly. Late in the year 2020, She was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which led to a weight gain related with the condition. Subsequently, she postponed her efforts to lose weight. In the years 2023 and 2024, Kelly addressed her mental health and body image in a more public setting, and she clarified rumors concerning weight loss treatments, including the denial of Ozempic. Hilary Duff, 5 feet 2 inches, 135 pounds. Hilary rose to fame and gained widespread recognition in her teens, particularly with Lizzie McGuire, 2001 to 2004. At this stage, she maintained a very slim, petite frame, and media coverage often fixated on her weight. In interviews, Duff has admitted to being thin and fitting unrealistic beauty standards during this time. As she moved from teen stardom into adult roles, her body matured naturally, and she embraced a healthier image and curvier figure. In 2012, her first son was born, where she gained a reasonable amount of weight, and the media at times described her as curvier during this period. She focused on strength training and nutrition instead of rapid weight loss. When her second child, Banks Violet Blair, was born, she was known for working with trainers, including personal trainer Dominic Letter, while focusing on strength, not thinness. Hilary's weight was likely fluctuating between 125 to 130 pounds, though this is speculative and unverified, while being publicly praised for embracing a fuller figure and encouraging other women to embrace body diversity. When her third child was born, she stated, "I'm proud of my body. I've gotten to a place of being peaceful with the changes." Duff had natural weight fluctuation like postpartum recovery and a busy lifestyle, and now, 35 plus, these likely contribute to the weight in the 130 to 135 pounds range. This number, 135 pounds, has been used in tabloid headlines, and paparazzi photos show Duff in LA wearing casual, form-fitting outfits. Russell Crowe, 6 feet 0 inches, 240 pounds. From the 2016 film The Nice Guys, his weight had dropped from 121.6 kilograms at one time to approximately 98 kilograms, as he revealed. In an open statement, he has admitted that he has to claw himself back from jobs that were of a larger weight. Changes in weight that have been reported recently, 2024 to 25, while Crowe was hosting the AACTA Awards in Australia, Gold Coast, in February 2025, it was seen that he had shed more than 10 kilograms since December. Multiple witnesses noted that he appeared to be thinner. Multiple witnesses remarked that he appeared to have lost weight. During the Malta Film Legend accolade that was presented at the Golden Bee Awards in June 2025, he made an appearance wearing an all-black suit. Many people commented that he appeared noticeably leaner in comparison to the photographs that had been in the public domain previously. According to a number of tabloid claims, Crowe's weight had ballooned to far over 250 pounds at some point. This fluctuation is attributed to variables related to role preparation and lifestyle choices. The insiders believe that he has been making efforts to reduce his weight by improving his diet, by eating more vegetables and lean proteins, and reducing his use of bread and wine. According to one of his biographical websites, his current weight is approximately 215 pounds. An additional source asserts that he weighed more than 250 pounds in the past and that he has shed 50 pounds since then. However, this assertion is less clear. Beyoncé glows with full figure, 5 feet 7 inches, 160 pounds in gold gown. Beyoncé's height has been consistently listed at 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters, which remains the most commonly cited figure across celebrity bios and media sources. As a rising star in Destiny's Child, Beyoncé was known for a fit, curvy build, already distinguishing herself from the ultra-thin pop image of the era. She maintained a strong physique for demanding tour schedules, films, Dreamgirls, Obsessed, and red carpet appearances. Publicly discussed following intense diets, master cleanse, or role preparation, notably for Dreamgirls, Beyoncé is known for her body-positive presentation. She embraced curves but kept a lean, muscular build. Typically cited around 135 to 140 pounds, maintaining a consistent shape throughout multiple high-profile tours. After giving birth to twins, she revealed in Homecoming, Netflix doc, that she weighed 175 pounds at the start of her Coachella rehearsal process. She underwent a strict diet, plant-based, no carbs, sugar, dairy, or alcohol, and training to shed weight. Beyoncé slimmed down significantly, estimated between 135 to 140 pounds by the time of the performance. She appeared fuller figured in some public sightings, though always fit and well-styled. Rigorous rehearsals and performance likely required a leaner physique, while she was often seen in body contouring costumes, showing a strong and balanced build. Credible biosources continue to list her at 137 to 143 pounds, though her figure could appear fuller depending on outfit and styling. In mid to late 2024, Beyoncé was photographed at various high-profile events, including a notable appearance in a gold form-fitting gown that drew public and media commentary for its striking silhouette. Chris Hemsworth goes shirtless, 6 foot 3 inches, 220 pounds of power. Chris Hemsworth began his acting career in Australian television, notably on Home and Away, before moving into Hollywood roles. Lean and athletic, not yet associated with the massive muscular build of his later Thor role. Occasionally shirtless in early TV roles with lean muscle definition, but not extreme size. He was cast as Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, which required dramatic bulking with intensive strength training and high-protein diet under trainer Luke Zocchi. He emphasized hypertrophy, muscle growth, functional fitness, and aesthetics. From 195 pounds to 210 to 215 by the time of filming Thor, 2011, with shirtless scenes in Thor which made headlines. His periodic bulking phases to return to a godlike physique for each film. Between roles, he often trimmed down slightly with an estimated weight of 210 to 220 pounds during peak filming. 220 is plausible during the bulkiest Thor phases, especially with muscle pump carb loading and shirtless scenes. Media frequently refer to Hemsworth as the ultimate male physique. With new roles on Ghostbusters 2016, 12 Strong 2018, and Men in Black International 2019, they didn't require the same extreme bulk as Thor. Chris transitioned to a slightly leaner, more versatile look and focused more on functional training and speed. The 200 to 205 pound range is more cut than bulky and still muscular and defined, but not necessarily 220 pounds of power. His training ramped up for Thor: Love and Thunder 2022. Hemsworth bulked up to his largest physique yet, which he confirmed in interviews. He reportedly peaked at 220 pounds, possibly slightly above, and his trainer, Luke Zocchi, called it his biggest Thor body ever. Christina Aguilera back in spotlight, 5 feet 2 inches, 145 pounds. At the launch of her career with Genie in a Bottle, 1999, Aguilera was extremely slim, matching the industry's thin beauty standard. Public speculation and biosites suggest she weighed around 105 to 110 pounds during this time, but she has later admitted to being uncomfortable with the pressure to stay skinny and appear physically fragile, even while maintaining a high-profile music career. Leading up to and after Burlesque 2010, Aguilera's image became more glamorous and womanly, with an embrace of a curvier look. After having her first child in 2008, her weight fluctuated naturally, which drew public commentary, while some fan and tabloid reports estimate she may have weighed up to 135 to 140 pounds, though the measurement was never confirmed. Her body was under a microscope during performances and red carpet appearances, where small changes would prompt stories about weight gain or body changes. During some off-season periods between album releases and touring, Aguilera appeared visibly fuller, leading to persistent tabloid attention. Around this time, many outlets and blogs speculated that her weight had reached 145 pounds, particularly during less active professional periods. She became more vocal about rejecting body-shaming narratives, stating in interviews that she felt stronger and more confident with her curves. As of 2023 to 2025, Christina has returned to high-profile events, award shows, and press appearances with a confident, toned appearance. Outlets describe her as having a glowing phase, often referring to a physical transformation. Hey, thanks for watching Past Paradise, where Hollywood legends come home. If you enjoyed today's look into Chelsea Clinton, 45, shows her huge size and new photos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Got a star or story you want next? Drop it in the comments. Until then, keep the nostalgia alive only on Past Paradise.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon